Good life is when you assume nothing, do more, smile often, dream big, laugh a lot, and realize how blessed you are and for what you have. My happy greetings to everyone. God, work in you. He can work through you. He can work with you. I wish to start the session with the blessings of God Almighty. We are gathered here for celebrating World Population Day 2022. World Population Day, which seeks to focus attention on the urgency and importance of population's issue, was established by the Governing Council of United Nations Development Program in 1989, an outgrowth of the interest generated by the day 5 billion, which was observed on 11th July 1987. In 2011, the world population reached 7 billion. This year, the number will hit 8 billion. In an ideal world, 8 billion people mean 8 billion opportunity for healthier, empowered by ruler rights and choice. Investing a human and physical capital for investing in human and physical capital for inclusive, productive society for uphold human rights. In a world of 8 billion, there must always a space for positivity. Sunshine is a welcome thing. It brings a lot of brightness. Our sunshine is our department head, Andy, who is a great leader, knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. I request Dr. P. Nadeshan sir, Head and Dean, Department of Commerce, to brighten the session and welcome the gathering.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can
Good
you keep
afternoon,
your
sir.
can
Good
you keep,
afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
can you keep your video on, sir?
Yes, sir.
We are not able to see you.
வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ண சொல்லுங்கம்மா பாருங்க வீடியோ அது சார்
Very good, very nice, sir. Very nice.
பேசினா ரெக்கார்ட் ஆயிடும். Very good afternoon to all of you. The most respected secretary and correspondent of this Temple of Learning, vibrant CEO Madam, learned Principal and Vice Principal Madam, Honorable Chief Guest of the World Population Day celebration, faculty members and Research Department of Commerce, and my dear students, good afternoon to all of you. I am highly privileged to and introduce our chief guest. First of all, I invoke the blessings of our founder father, late P.K.R. Nadarajan, to make this function a grand success. Now I welcome our secretary and correspondent of the P.K.R. Arts College for Women, Gopichetipalayam, for his constant support to organize this program. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome our CEO, Madam, who is the real source of inspiration in all our endeavors. She always encourages us to arrange a useful program for the betterment of our students. Her motivation, healthy criticism, perfection are helpful to us to arrange this program like this. So, she is our founder, principal, and CEO, Madam, of this great institution. So, on behalf of the management, faculty members of the Department of Commerce, and my own behalf, I wholeheartedly welcome you, ma'am. Then I welcome our principal. She is so dynamic and enterprising personality who lead this institution. I strongly believe that under her leadership, this institution will grow up to the greater heights. So on behalf of the management, Department of Commerce, and my own behalf, I welcome you, ma'am. Then I welcome our Vice Principal, Madam. She is so kind and her positive attitude motivates us to arrange this program. So on behalf of the Department of Commerce, and my own behalf, I welcome you, ma'am. Before introducing our resourceful person, I would like to say a few words about today's program. The World Population Day was founded in 1989 by Governing Council of United Nations Development Program. From 11th July 1990 onwards, this day is observed as the World Population Day. World Population Day offers a movement to celebrate human progress. The theme of the year is a world of 8 billion towards resilient future for all, harnessing opportunities and ensures rights and choices for all. Now, the world population is more than 7.8 billion. The highest population is in China, which is around 145 crores, followed by India, around 139 crores. The purpose of the celebration is to provide education, food and shelter, healthy life, protected human rights, prosperity, peace among the population. With these few words, now I introduce our chief guest, Dr. A. Arunachalam sir, MA, MPhil, PhD, Professor and Head, Department of Applied Economics, Cochin University of Science and Technology, Kochi, Kerala State. He took his MA degree in economics at Loyola College, Chennai. He got his MPhil and PhD degree from Cochin University of Science and Technology, Kochi. He started his career as a lecturer in the Department of Applied Economics, Cochin University of Science and Technology in 1989 and became a reader in 1997 and a professor in 2005. His area of specialization are quantitative techniques and international economics. He was awarded postdoctoral training fellowship by Netherlands Council for Cooperation in Higher Education, Government of Netherlands. As the part of his research training program, he visited many countries like France, Germany, Italy, Belgium, Spain, England, Switzerland, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, USA, and most of the Gulf countries. He has published 174 research articles in national and international journals and edited books. He has written 2 books and edited 24 books in various issues. He has presented 401 research papers in the national and international seminar, conferences, webinars as keynote speaker, chairperson, panel member, and discussion. He has done a minor research project on India's spice exports to Netherlands under UGC unassigned grant. He has completed 3 major research 2 major projects, major research project, and 1 is in progress, which are global-based commodity chain with a special reference to cardamom funded by Netherlands Council for Cooperation in Higher Education, Netherlands. He also done a major research project on solid waste management in Kerala, sponsored by ICSSR New Delhi. Now he is doing a major research project on digital economy of India, privacy and security. He has produced 18 PhDs and guided 70 MPhil scholars. At present, 8 scholars are pursuing their PhD degree under his able guidance. He is the editor of International Journal on International Marketing and Trade Policy and International Journal of Financial Business Intelligence and Management, Serials, New Delhi. He also a member of the editorial board in many national and international level journals. He is the member of the UGC NET panel from 2004 onwards and SET State Eligibility Test panel member of Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. He acted as a member of the Board of Studies and Advisory Committee in many reputed autonomous colleges and universities. I am extremely proud to announce that he has received many awards, medals, fellowship, academic recognition. He has received a Rajiv Gandhi Gold Medal Award in 2015, Dr. Radhakrishnan Award in 2015. He also received a Bharat Vidya Ratan Award in 2018, Bharat Ratna Dr. Abdul Kalam Gold Medal Award in 2018 by the Global Economic Progress and Research Association, Tiruvannamalai, Tamil Nadu. He was awarded an Outstanding Scientist Award in 2016 in International Conference on Applied Business and Economics Research held at New Delhi. Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019 by Maya Publication, Chennai. He also received International Academic Excellence Award for Best Professor in 2019 by the Environmental Advisory for Sustainable Trust, Tirunelveli. He has got innovative research and dedicated excellent educationist award in economics in 2020-21 by Society of Innovative Educationalists and Scientific Research Professional, Chennai, accredited with Innovative Scientific Research Professional, Malaysia. He has received a Leading Educationalist of India Award in 2021 and Bharat Excellence Award in 2021 by Friendship Forum of New Delhi. He also got Global Teaching Award 2021 from AKS Worldwide Private Limited, Gurugram, NCR, India. He has received a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2022 by East Institute of Social Studies, Palayangotai, Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu. He also received Advanced Bharat Award in 2022 from Swadeshi Sadhana Sangh in New Delhi. He has evaluated more than 520 PhD theses and conducted PhD Viva's examination for 400 PhD candidates in various universities in India and abroad. Above all, our chief guest is a good orator, a good writer, a good researcher, a good administrator, best teacher, who received many awards and honors, and recognition for his meritorious service. He has accepted our invitation within a short span of time and come with a Zoom platform for this program. So on behalf of the management, CEO Madam, Principal, Vice Principal, Department of Commerce, and my own behalf, I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Narasan sir, for your. I thought you'll say very few words, but you gave a detailed.
Next,
CV.
welcome our faculty members who have arranged this program in a wonderful manner. I welcome them also. Next, I welcome our students who are the real beneficiaries. I hope your speech will definitely inspire our students and gain more knowledge. I wholeheartedly welcome them also. Once again, I welcome all of you to this program. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity given. Thank you, everybody.
Very, very nice, sir. Very nice, sir. Very nice, sir. Nice.
Thank you, sir. We need enlightenment, not just individually, but collectively to save the planet. We need to awaken ourselves. We need to practice mindfulness if we want to have a future. For such enlightened session, I invite Dr. P. Arunachalam, Professor and Head, Department of Applied Economics, Cochin University of Science and Technology, Cochin. Sir, now the ball is on your court.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you very much for your nice, introduction. I'm just, Nadarasan sir took, lot of time to introduce me. So I'm directly coming to the point. Respected secretary, respected chairman, respected CU madam, P.K.R. Arts College for Women, Gobi, and respected principal, respected our Dr. Professor Nadeshan, Head Dean, Department of Commerce, and respected Ramya, and our organizer of this program, Mangala Gauri, and all the faculty members in the Department of Commerce, and my dear friends and students. Let me at the outset, let me congratulate the management and also the Department of Commerce for conducting such a nice program on the day, the day we are observing today as International Population Day. And also I am very much thankful to you all, to the management and also Mangala Gauri Madam for having given me this opportunity to spend some time, spare some time with you all, young, people in this platform. As our Nadarajan sir already told that, and also the person he introduced the, today's program, when the Population Day was, International Population Day was started functioning from 1989 onwards, and the thing is that, why we have to celebrate a day as International Population Day, whether only at global level only this day is very important for us, or what about other days? Other days are not, important for us, or not a population day. Every day birth is taking place, every day death is taking place, every day so many, people are, suffering from suffering from malnutrition, and so many things are going on. But particularly, the UN recognized only, this day as the International Population Day, and generally we have in our social system identifying a particular day as the day of a day associated with certain important issues. For example, birthday we used to celebrate every year according to our birthday. And but other than birthday, we used to celebrate Independence Day. We used to celebrate. Every country has their own Independence Day. In India also we have Independence Day. We have Republic Day, Martyrs Day. Similarly, Environment Day. We are celebrating Father's Day, Daughter's Day, Son's Day, Mother's Day. Like that. We are keep on celebrating. We are keep on celebrating. Most of the days in a year, as a day related to a particular issue, and why we are celebrating like that? I mean, birthday we are celebrating because we born in on particular day. So we are thankful to our parents and also our friends, something like that. But Environment Day we are celebrating, and Martyrs Day we are celebrating, Independence Day we are celebrating. So every day in our throughout the 300. I mean, 64 days are very important for us. And out of these total days, we identified certain days. Environment Day we are celebrating because we want to protect our environment. We have, because global warming is taking place, so we have to control the global warming. We have to control carbon dioxide emission, and also we have to control. We have to protect our forest. We have to protect people from pollution, and so that type of issues are there. So we have one day as a environmental day. And Independence Day we know very well. We are so much thankful to our freedom fighters, because they helped us to get independence from British. So we are celebrating, I mean, Independence Day. Republic Day, I mean, we adopted, we gone into new constitution, I mean, day, so that we are celebrating with freedom of expression, freedom of rights. So many things are there. Similarly, in Mother's Day, we used to celebrate. We used to express Mother's Day. We have to say thanks to our mother. We are expressing, I mean, thankful to our father. I mean, Children's Day, like the type of, I mean, so many days we are celebrating. Even for, I mean, in Western countries, Valentine's Day also very famous. Lovers Day also very famous. Such type of days are available. After those so many days, but this day is very important. I mean, for example, uh, I mean, after even Bible, I mean, they used to say that after creating the entire world, then God only after creation of forest, water, everything, this world, finally he came to, I mean, came and started creating the human beings. First man, he created a man, then he created, I mean, women, something like that. And so. From if from that those days onwards, one can say that, I mean, we are the, I mean, owner of this world, and we are taking care of the world, something like that. And here, when we say about the population day, even if we talk about a global level, I mean, some countries have more for example, as Naraj has already pointed out, that China has more population, nearly 1 point, I mean, 4 to 6, I mean, billion people are there in China. I mean, number one country in the world. Next to China, I mean, India is there with 1.412, I mean, billion population. I mean, 1.412 billion population. Next to matter of it's between, I mean, China and India only 14 million population only. That is why, I mean, world we are expecting that next year India will be the next, I mean, populous country in the world. I mean, 2023, India will overtake, I mean, China by giving more population to the world. I mean, India will be the, now China is the largest populous country in the world. The next year, 2000, I mean, 23, India will be the first populous country in the world, and China will become second one, something like that. This is, I mean, country wise. And when we say about largest populous country in the world, then there are countries are with a limited number of population. Very few people are there. For example, Vatican City, where and then the Catholic, I mean, chief, I mean, Pope is living. It is also a small country in the world, and there, if you see that only 800 people only there. I mean, in Vatican City. So one side we have largest, I mean, a country with largest number of population. Another side we have small, I mean, area with a country with, I mean, less number of population. And another similarly, one can say that, I mean, if we look into continent wise, I mean, we have classify the population. What one can say that we have 6 continents, and out of 6 continents, only Asia has a large number of populations. After the total, I mean, the population in this world, as we have around 7.96 billion population at present. Only the mid of, I mean, November this year, global is going to have, I mean, 800 millionth, 800 billionth population. I mean, only in the mid of November. And out of this, I mean, population, Asia has, I mean, largest population of 59.5% population. I mean, That means more than 50% of population are there only from Asian continent. Then comes African continent. African continent is having around 17.40% at present. After a third important, population are there in European continent with 9.59%. Then comes North America with 7.60%. After, and the fifth largest population is South America with 5.53%. Then finally, the last continent, the Australia, has only a 0.55% of the total population. This is the overall population spread all over the world in the world. From this, what one can understand that Asia is the largest continent. As generally we used to say that all the religions born in Asian continent. Buddhism born here, Jainism born here, Islam born in Asian continent, and even Christian religion also born in Israel. Like that like almost since all the religions born in Asian continent, and population wise also, Asian continent is the largest. Largest. Keeping largest percentage of population in the world, and this is with respect to world level. And when we come to India level, at the time of independence and all, we had a 340 million population only. Immediately after partition, how many million population India had at the time of independence? We had only 340 million population. And how many times the population increased? The demographic section, they have stated that 3.5 times. 3.5 times our population increased compared with our India's independent population in 1947. That's why Professor Al told that our population is at present 1.412 billion population. 1,400 we can say that, but in addition data also he has given. And within India itself, some states have more population. For example, Uttar Pradesh, largest, keeping largest number of population in India. Then Maharashtra, second largest. Then Bihar, third largest. Then West Bengal, another, largest, populous state in India. Compared with, large, populous states in India, we have one state, Sikkim. Sikkim is the, least populated, state in India. We have very less population in that aspect. But the question is, when we say that population and population growth and related issues, what's the problem with the population? Why we are giving? Why we have so many problems at global? If we say that by the time before, at the time of India's independence, every woman in India used to give birth. The average fertility rate, I'm telling that at that time, the time of independence, the average fertility rate in India, or how many children women used to give birth in India was around 6.5, children, average, I'm telling that. But at present, it reduced to 2.1%. We drastically reduced population fertility rate of, how many children women can give birth in India from 6.5 to 2.1 at present. But thing is that the thing is that at the time of India independence, we had around 52% of people living below the poverty line. That I am telling that. So the main cause for poverty in India, the main cause for rural poverty in India, particularly among the rural people in India, was that it's because of more children. Rural area people used to have more children. It was due because at the time of independence, 90% of our people were illiterate. At the time of only 10% of the people were literate, and just opposite to that, 90% of our people were illiterate at that time. And because more people are illiterate, and they thought that the asset, if they have more children, and it will help them to bring more money to their household, or they can maintain their agricultural production, I mean, cattle rearing, or even the children, children were considered as asset for them at that time. So, I mean, out of ignorance, people used to give birth to large number of children, and because of, I mean, large number of children, and poverty also very quite common. I mean, economic condition was not that much developed like at present. So more children means, I mean, more income loss. Then finally, I mean, most of the family, nearly 50% of our families were living below the poverty line only. To overcome this, I mean, the more fertility rate, or even more population among the illiterate people, in 1952, government of India, for first, even before the world countries think of introducing family planning program, in 1952 itself, government of India brought a family planning program, but it was implemented severely during the Indira Gandhi period only. So it was in 52, it was introduced, I mean, as a part of welfare program to reduce the number of children among the illiterate people. But during the Indira Gandhi period, it was severely implemented to reduce the number of population in India. I mean, the family planning program was introduced in India. Maybe because of the introduction of family planning program at that time, or later on, due to introduction of educational, opportunities create later on, by creating more educational opportunities by 1986. 68 National Education Policy Program, and 68, 1986 National Education Policy Program, and even, after that, I mean, we have so many other educational opportunities, I mean, we created in India because of more educational opportunities created for the people. And also, I mean, because, I mean, introduction of family planning program, the number of children, I mean, or number of fertility rate among the women, in India, drastically reduced. That is why at present we have, our population growth is just around 1% only compared to last year. Last year, our population growth year-wise is just 1%. But our population growth was very high when we were in 1974 period. It is 74 period. Our population growth was 2.36%. I mean, that was the condition. But anyway, we reduced the population growth rate to 1%. And what we are expecting that, by the time, in 2046, or 50, our population will be stabilized. Then after that, we will be having only 1 billion population. I mean, after that, we slowly, the population will rate will come down. By the time 2100, that's what, I mean, they have estimated that by the time 2100 and all, our population will be stabilized with 1 billion population. It will be reduced. But now the question is, what is the problem with the population at that time? When 1950s, most, not only India, even China also had a poverty. Quite common in India. Regional disparity also quite common in India. Rural backwardness were quite common in India. But now, the entire situation is completely changed. We have introduced 12 fire plants. We have introduced 31 years of, LPG policy, globalization programs, and also 75 years of independence brought a lot of changes among the attitude of the people. Now, it's quite common to understand that in India, we people adopted, the policy of V2, and we should have only two. This is a national policy. Government of India is telling that every family should have, small family, husband and wife, and they should have only two children. Particularly if you come to Kerala and all, nowadays people are, thinking of having only one child. Kerala, almost the population, Kerala has reached a zero population growth rate compared to other states in India. In Tamil Nadu also, moving towards that direction. The population growth in Kerala is almost, it is very negligible ratio. And people, people want to have only one child, or like Western European countries or even America, better have one, or no children also, no problem at all. That condition people are coming, because people think of, I mean, enjoying their life. I mean, in this world, I mean, this is the only opportunity we are getting, and we have to enjoy the life. I mean, why we have to give birth more children and taking care of them and something like that. But if you go to countries like Holland, if a lady, I mean, give birth, I mean, 4 children, the Netherlands government used to, I mean, honor them. I mean, suppose in India, what we are telling that we two and we should have only 2 children. But if we go to Holland, I mean, that the condition is different. There, the government is to say that if a lady, if a woman give birth more children, the Netherlands, the Dutch government honor them by giving tax concessions, tax holidays, even, I mean, whatever, I mean, the help needed for the children, government will provide, government will take care of the children also. That type of encouragement, I mean, countries like Holland is giving. And even some years back, I mean, a few years back, even China also had only one child now only. I mean, we two and we should have only one child. That was China's now. And now China also that relaxed. I mean, if you want to have one more child, I mean, because China, I mean, thinking of, I mean, having more population. And so that China now relaxed that.
Hi, Sri ma'am, are you there? Ma'am, the guest is joined soon.
Is it okay?
Yeah, sir. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So during 1950s, and most of the country thought that more population means more problem for the country. So I mean, that was the attitude at that time. But later on, I mean, most of the countries realized that, particularly at present generation, particularly after 1979, when China opened its borders for foreign direct investment, and now, I mean, most of the countries realized that now more population means, I mean, more human capital. I mean, more population is more, the country may be having more intelligence. More population means it's more asset, more wealth for the country. Not like the way we thought before, I mean, 75 years. Now, if we have more population, and we can create more wealth in the country, because for industrial development we need people. Simple example I can tell you, it takes the Gulf countries. I mean, for example, all the 7 Emirates and are also some of the Arab countries. You see that by virtue of God's gift, I mean, they got wealth through the oil resources, and but they want to develop. I mean, they want to have a road, they want to have buildings, they want to have port development, they want to have entertainment parks. Everything is going on in that country, but unfortunately, their population is very less. I mean, in Gulf countries, Gulf countries, the Arab population is very less because Emir is there, then Arab population is there. But at the same time, I mean, they don't have workers. Their population is very less, and it is a fortunate for other countries that so they are inviting, I mean, engineers from other countries, they are inviting doctors from other countries, they are inviting scientists from other countries, they are inviting, I mean, professors from other countries, they are inviting technical assistants from other countries, they are inviting even investors from other countries. Everybody is rushing towards, I mean, the Gulf countries, Dubai, Sharjah, Emirate, I mean Abu Dhabi, something, whatever, I mean, countries. uh, People from other countries, I mean, going there to work there because one of the main reasons for one of the main reason for why people are going there in Gulf countries is that I mean, lack of work, lack of population in that country. Arab countries, even before oil invention, also, I mean, people population was very less. Even after oil invention, I mean, there lot of infrastructural development is taking place, but I mean, the manpower is very less in those countries. Manpower is very less in Arabian countries. So people are from all over the country is rushing towards that country. I mean, this is one of the important, I mean, aspect of, disadvantages of less population. If more population means we can make use of our own people. We can make use of our own people. Even for another important aspect that even the European countries, the aged population, the pensioners population is keep on increasing. People with 70 years, people with 80 years, 90 years, even 100 years also very large in European countries, even in America also. But at the same time, I mean, they don't have required number of nurses or even hospitals to take care of them. The result is that nurses, all over the world used to go there and work as a home nurse and to take care of the old children in the start. Because why it happened in European countries that the population growth is reached the zero level in European countries. Because of the zero population and the children in European countries, they want to enjoy their life. I mean, they don't want to give birth to more children. They want to, I mean, they don't want to take the burden of having more children. But at the same time, most of the countries in European countries, I mean, encouraging the youngsters to give birth more children. I mean, as I told that Holland is giving a lot of importance to youngsters, give birth more children. The government will take care of their children. The government is telling that you just give birth to, children, government will take care of. But even then also, youngsters are not coming forward with, marrying, their lovers and living together, or they're adopting the policy of living together, but they are not coming with the policy of giving birth more children, because this is the one of the disadvantages of in European countries. I mean, but at the same time, with more population, how one country can be developed. I mean, it is proved by our neighboring country, China. We take the case of China. I mean, now world more people are there, populous country in the world. But China, there's no poverty at present. China, 1979, China opened its borders for foreign direct investment. And China attracted more foreign investment from different parts of the world. And China created more industries in China. I mean, in the name of special economic zone program in China. And later on, more industries then created more employment opportunities for the Chinese population. And like Hong Kong Island, I mean, they also within the mainland they created more industries. Then more industries mean more production, and productivity also increased. Then and production, more productivity, then more export, more surplus production. The surplus production they exported to world market. When they exported more to the world market, nearly 65% of the, even American market, even our own in India also before the Corona period and all, 65% of our, our shopping malls or Indian local market is occupied by the Chinese, manufacturing products only. From toys sector to, children's play, remote controlled cars, buses, and whatever things, available, before Corona period, all came from China only. Nearly 65% nearly 65% of the total, export products came from, China only. So that was the condition, China created, but China has more population. So more China attracted more investment, more industrialization, more production, more productivity, exported more, and by exporting more to the world market, China started getting more foreign exchange reserve. That foreign exchange reserve, we cannot imagine that at present China has, nearly 3.25 trillion worth of, foreign exchange reserve. 3.25 trillion. It is equivalent to that of, more or less equivalent to that of India's GDP at present. They have this much foreign exchange reserve at present, and China, getting this opportunity of creating, this much reserve. I mean, I mean. By opening their economy. At the same time, China created, made the entire population, economically, middle class level, economically, rich class level. 1994, World Bank classified China as a, low income economy. In 2010, China, World Bank, declared China as a, middle level economy. In 2017, World Bank declared China as a rich economy. But here the problem, the issue is that the general observation, what we had about 75 years back in 1950s and all, more population means more sufferings, more problems, or something like that. But here, China has more population. At the same time, China, through their various policy programs, through industrialization programs, through investment programs, export programs, various infrastructure development programs, made each and every citizen as economically comfortable position in China. So population is not the problem for any country. The population is always asset for a country. So even if other countries did not buy, Chinese products, China can sell their products within the country itself. They need a lot of textiles, textile products. They need a lot of, toy products. They need a lot of food items. They can fulfill their requirements within the country itself. That means population they have. But the problem is the population is not the problem, but the problem here is that economic inequality is the problem. Countries like in India, the disequilibrium between the rich people and the poor people, is very high. And as I said that, after independence, some states started growing like industrialist, states. For example, Gujarat, Maharashtra, even Karnataka. States like Tamil Nadu and Delhi, Punjab, Haryana. These states, by virtue of, geographical location, or are opportunities created by then governments, they became industrially advanced or socially advanced or economically also they are advanced. Kerala, though industry backward, but socially it is advanced because large number of people migrated to Gulf countries. To get the employment opportunities created in Gulf countries. So. And Western and northern states become advanced, industrially advanced. The states like Uttar Pradesh, states like Bihar, states like West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh and even Odisha and northeastern states, and they are not developed. And if you look at the population growth wise of these states with the western states, the states which are already, in the advanced with the industrialization programs like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka or Maharashtra or Gujarat, and even Punjab, Haryana, the population growth is very less in these countries, in these states, because these states are industrially advanced, and they implemented so many programs for, welfare programs, for, employment programs for the people, and so people got an educational opportunities earlier, people got an employment opportunities earlier. Though, because of educational opportunities, because of employment opportunities, the population growth in these states, reduced, drastically. At the same time, if you go to Uttar Pradesh, if you go to Bihar, if you go to Madhya Pradesh, if you go to Odisha, if you go to, West Bengal, even northeastern states, the population growth is much higher. Particularly UP, Bihar and all, population growth is much higher because these states are industrially backward, educationally backward, because of educational backwardness, because of lack of industrialization. The employment opportunities are also very less in these states, and because of lack of educational opportunities, people are living with illiteracy. So illiteracy also quite common in these states. Because of illiteracy, they have more children, are giving birth more children. This is the condition. So, like the world countries, European countries, the population growth is, is the zero level. In China also, China adopted one policy, one child now, and like in India also, and the states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Maharashtra and the western states, they reduce the population growth drastically. At the same time, the central states like the Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, they are not able to reduce the population growth still now. Population growth is very high. That may be the reason, one of the reason for a migration of large number of children from these states to other parts of India. For example, even Tamil Nadu also nearly uh, recently, even Kerala also, we have around 50 lakhs North Indian boys working in various sectors in India, in Kerala. Similarly, in even Tamil Nadu also, people say that around 1 crore, people from, from other than Tamil Nadu. For example, boys from Bihar, boys from West Bengal, boys from Assam, boys from, Uttar Pradesh, boys from Odisha. They're coming from far away, states and working in Tamil Nadu in textile, mills or even whatever areas possible, they used to work because these states are, not industrially not advanced, educationally they're not advanced because of lack of education, because of lack of industrialization. The people are living with, still in a illiteracy condition. Because of illiteracy, they are giving birth more children, and because of more children, no employment opportunity. They are migrating to other states in search of opportunities, particularly in southern states and western states. These are the conditions with respect to population, that this development took place after independence, not before that. After independence, some states made use of the opportunities created by the government of India, but at the same time, some states are in a very poor condition, and this is with respect to population. Growth. Disequilibrium in population growth in India also. And another important thing is that, as I told that, more population is not the problem for any country. More population is not the problem of any country. If natural resources are scientifically allotted, if natural resources are scientifically, utilized, if natural resources are scientifically, used for productive purposes, the country will get prosperity. A simple example is China, as I said that. Another important thing is that when we talked about countries like China or European countries, but at the same time countries, most of the countries in the third world countries, particularly in African countries, and particularly in African countries only, still we have a large chunk of tribal population, and the educational opportunities, educational accessibility is not, certain cases it's not that much easily available. And another important factor is that dictatorship also very important factor. Some of the African countries are facing, at present. Like Jamindars in India, there are, very rich, rulers, very rich farmers, ruling some African countries, and because of that one, the common people are not getting any, any benefit from that, from them, and also internal conflict within the, country itself. For example, Somalia or and that type of, northern African countries, they always having the internal conflict between two tribal groups or two religious groups. That also creating a lot of problem, among the people. Because of that one, production is not there, productivity is not there, so highly they depend on, Red Cross Society for food, and that problem also, taking place in African. Otherwise, African countries are, so fertile land. Certain, except certain desert areas, and these are the general, issues with the rest of the African countries. But overall, what one can say that, uh, countries like, I mean, Japan, countries like South Korea, countries like Singapore, countries like, I mean, I mean, even part of Malaysia, they become industrially advanced countries at present, compared with, I mean, European countries. And even among the African countries, certain countries, certain South Africa, and also, I mean, socially, I mean, industrially become advanced country. And though, I mean, they have more population, I mean, development is not an issue. But what one can say that when we talk about all these things, there are, I mean, issues with the World Bank. I mean, not only World Bank, even UN, and I mean, used to bring out a lot of issues with respect to, I mean, population sufferings. These sufferings, I mean, they have classified into the sustainable development goals. I mean, nearly, I mean, why people are suffering all over the world, why we are not able to provide justice to all the people, why, I mean, we are not able to provide, I mean, remove poverty, why we are not able to remove hungry among the people, why we are not able to remove, I mean, malnutrition among the people, why we are not able to bring down maternal mortality rate to, I mean, zero level, why we are not able to bring, I mean, infant mortality rate to zero level. I mean, considering all these, I mean, factors in the mind, the UN has, I mean, brought a 17, I mean, goals to be, I mean, performed at the global level, so that the target of, I mean, equality, the target of, I mean, hungry free, the target of, I mean, equal opportunities for everybody. So for that, the 17 goals of sustainable development is formed. And if we look into the 17 goals, I mean, one by one, no poverty world. I mean, no country should suffer from poverty, and no zero hungry. Nobody, I mean, should go to bed without, I mean, food, and good health and well-being. Everybody should have, accessibility, availability with the hospital facilities and well-being. A quality of education. Everybody should have the, accessibility with quality education. I mean, there should not be any difference between, children who are studying government schools and the children who are studying in English medium schools. Gender equality. I mean, gender equality is also very important factor, because, as I told that, even when we talk about the global population going to be 8 billion, I mean, nearly 59.5% of the total population are women only. But compared to total, I mean, population, women percentage is, I mean, very less. I mean, compared to, I mean, total population, women population is less, nearly 59.5%, and the male population is much higher. So gender equality should be there, not but population wise. I mean, this type of things are there, but employment opportunities, educational opportunities. I mean, we know very well that countries like, I mean, Afghanistan. I mean, the educational opportunities completely been denied for women. Even in India also, though we are telling that, I mean, we are, I mean, such an, I mean, I mean. Fast developing economy in the world, the largest democracy in the world. But still, if we look into the number of parliamentarians, women parliamentarians in our parliament, after 543, I mean, member of parliaments, only 12% of them are women. Only 12%. Nearly 78 members only, I mean, women are there in our, I mean, parliament. This is the condition with even in India. Then clean water and sanitation. And clean water and sanitation is another important goal. The thing is that when world at that time, more population means we have to create more, infrastructure facilities. More population means we have to go for more housing facilities. We have to go for more, I mean, road facilities. We have to go for, I mean, more, facilities, extra facilities. So clean water is an important issue where we have more population. Then sanitation also, I mean, very important issue for population. That is the main reason Government of India brought, I mean, Swachh Bharat mission under. I mean, to avoid open defecation issues in India, the Government of India brought, Swachh Bharat program, that is clean water and sanitation conditions. Then affordable and clean energy. I mean, affordable and clean energy is another important goal of, I mean, sustainable goals, and that also should be available for the common people. Clean energy means, I mean, it should be, I mean, with our limit. I mean, we can go for, I mean, solar energy, we can go for wind energy, we can go for, I mean, wave energy. Even now, I mean, we have to go for a carbon dioxide free. I mean, we are going for e-vehicles. I mean, the government of India is giving a lot of importance to e-vehicle. That type of, I mean, clean energy system we have to go. Then decent work and economic growth. Decent work. Everybody, I mean, we should be in a position to create, I mean, we should be in a position to get employment opportunities immediately after completing our course program. For example, I can tell you that if you go to England, if you want to get a job after completing your, I mean, 10th standard, jobs are available. Maybe the amount of pounds you will get may be less. Even after completing your MPhil program, I mean, +2 program, suppose you want to go for a job, jobs are available. If you want to go for higher degree level, jobs are available. If you want to go for PhD program, if you want to go for scientific programs, even if you don't want to work, in countries like England, unemployment grant is available. I mean, if both boy and girl, both boyfriend and girlfriend, if they if they if they live together, that the amount will be equal to that of a government servant. I mean, if two, I mean, £1,000 or £2,000 or £2,000, £4,000, that's more than sufficient for them to have a good life in England. So, in that type of conditions, opportunities are available. Employment opportunities are available. The thing is that, but in India, the similar employment opportunities are not available. Even in India, we cannot imagine that. Even the 2019, I mean, India produced, even I'm telling that even in the case of PhD programs, India produced around, 40,800 PhD scholars in India. After that one, only 15,000 got employment opportunities. The remaining PhD scholars are either unemployed, underemployed, or working on contract or casual basis. That is the condition. Nearly 6,000 PhD scholars India produced. I mean, in 2019-20, only 2,000 got, PhD scholars in science. I'm telling you, in science area, only 2,000 got employment opportunities. Remaining 4,000 are not, getting employment opportunities. Because of that one, states like P.K.R, some states even those qualified PhD scholars, joined, applied for, peon post and sweeper post, that type of conditions that took place in India. Because opportunities created, decent work, government has to ensure that, decent work should be created according to one's qualification. And it's not that, PhD scholar working for as a clerk, a PhD scholar is working as military, military service. It's not like that. According to one's physical requirements, according to one's educational capabilities, qualities, employment opportunity to be created in the world. And that is one of the important aspects. Then industry, innovation and infrastructure. Industry, innovation and infrastructure. This also makes a challenge. If you have more population, then we have to have more industries. We have to produce more. If we have more population, requirements like cement requirements will be more, steel requirements will be there. Iron requirements will be there, cloth requirement will be there. Even all whatever in a household, whatever things are needed for 4 or 5 members, accordingly we have to produce more. So industry, industry should be developed. Then infrastructure development also needed. If we have more population, we should have very what one can say that not like the type of highways we have at present. We should have highways like European countries. We should have 6-lane highways or 8-lane highways. Now at present, the type of highways we have only for 4-wheelers. Buses and cars. Can play, but we don't have any road for scooters, drivers, bike drivers. We don't have any road for cycle riders. We don't have any road for even those who go by walk. That type of problems we have. But if we have more population, then the roads should be near. We should have 8-lane highways. We should have 8-lane highways, and even we should have bullet train program to make the people travel faster. We should have more airports. We should have more port development, waterways development, something like that. That is why the 2022 budget, Let us Sitaramanji came with a plan of, seven engine of growth. Seven engine of growth means, if we invest more money into these seven sectors, automatically those seven sectors will create more employment opportunities for our educated children. Roadways development, railway development, port development, airport development, waterways development, specialty container transshipment development, and mass transport system, something like that. Seven engine of growth where I'm identified. So infrastructure development is a must for. If we have more population, and reduced inequality. If we have more population, and we have to go for more plans to reduce the inequality. How to reduce inequality? We have to create educational opportunities for illiterate people. We have to create education opportunity for the people in the rural areas. We have to create educational infrastructure. Whatever facilities enjoyed with the urban people in the cities should be created for the rural people in the rural areas, so that they also will get very good education opportunities. They also very good training facilities. They also get very good coaching facilities. Then they can compete with the other people in the urban areas. That reduce the inequality is very, very important. And sustainable cities and communities. This is another important goal. If you have more population, the sustainable cities also very important, because city means without slum areas. We should have. So if you go to Mumbai and all, Tauravi is there. One side we have high-rise buildings with post gardens, something like that. On the other hand, very large areas of areas where people are living in a poor condition. That is slum areas. So that is always, it's not a sustainable for the development of area, and that should be removed. The response consumption and production. That's I told. Another important aspect is that, and the production will be more. As I, whatever things happened in China, we have to adopt. Countries like India should adopt a system what China adopted. I mean, since we have very good number of population in India, and we have to make use of the opportunity for our development. And recently, our government of India also, announced, gave me the Atmanirbhar Bharat program. This one of the important aspects of Atmanirbhar Bharat program is that we have to produce whatever needed for our people within India itself. Why we have to import from other countries? If we fulfill our requirements, if we fulfill the requirements of our people by our own, industrialists, by our own people, automatically our industries will grow. When our industries will create more employment opportunities, we can increase our production, we can increase our productivity, and we can supply whatever things needed for our people, whether it's whatever may be, whether it's food requirements or housing requirements or any whatever may be the requirements needed for the people. We can produce within the country itself. Even the military also, even the latest budget, government of India announced that nearly 68% of our total requirements, defense requirements, should be manufactured within the country itself, so that it will create more, industrial programs within the country itself. So that also, very important, because we have to create employment opportunity for our own people. Government of India encouraging our people to go for a startup program, a Make in India program, and Mudra schemes. These are all schemes, meant for, helping the poor people, get, entering into entrepreneurship development programs in India itself. Other than that, more issues are there. Then, if we have more population, automatically our forest resource will be exploited. If we have more population, then there's a possibility that we may use firewood as a as a fuel, or we have to create. We have to destroy the forest areas. For so many purposes. To avoid that one, now Government of India is very much concerned about the forest, environmental protection, forest protection acts. So many acts are there. More population always threatened to the, climatic conditions. That also, one of the important aspects of sustainable development. Another important aspect, more population means we have to feed them. Nowadays, I mean, we have the system of adopting non-vegetarian system. And in addition to mutton, I mean, chicken and other items, fish also became part of, important food items. So more population means we have to feed more, people through, exploit the natural resources. And one of the natural resources is that, fish items available in the ocean. So, more population means automatically more exploitation. And so, what will happen after a few, 100 years? There won't be any, fish varieties, and most of the fish items will be endangered items. So, and we have to protect the, water resources and living beings inside the water also. Then life on the land also. And if we have more population, then it's a pressure. It is a pressure on land. More population. As I told that in 1950s and all, every family had 6 children. Before more children they had, but average is 6 children. More children means the properties will be divided. If we have 5 acres of land, the 5 acres of land will be divided among the 6 children. Then again, every six, family, again the land will be divided among the children. So like that, but the fragmentation of land will take place. We have more children, more population. The fragmentation of the land will take place. That will affect the production. That will affect the productivity, and that will affect the overall production also. So that also very important. The consequences of this. More population. Yes. Just a minute. So these are the major. These are the some of the major issues. The Sustainable Development Goals. World Bank and UN, they joined together. They designed and to remove poverty and unemployment and so many issues related to that. And if you look into that, Sustainable Development Goals, one can easily say that what are the problems we have at present with respect to population? Because unless the countries like China, countries like China designed scientifically. So they succeeded. Though they have more population, China has more population, but designed everything scientifically and removed. Lifted the people below the poverty line to above the poverty line within this. After it opened its economy in 1979. But most of the African countries, they're not able to plan scientifically. That is why still some of the countries are suffering from poverty. Some of the countries are suffering from keeping a very large percentage of people under the tribal population condition. And the what from this program I just wanted to convey is that population is not an issue for any country. And India, we have so many problems in India not because of the population, and we have problems because of lack of dedication, lack of allotment, lack of interest from the policy makers implement the programs designed by the government of India. For the common people. For example, in 1971, when Indira Gandhi was there, she came with the program Karib Katao. Remove the poverty from India. And in 1975, Indira Gandhi only brought, 20 point program, 20-point program to create facilities for entire population. Both urban area population and rural population. And after that we brought inclusive growth development program, and we in 1991 we brought liberalization, privatization, globalization programs. Even as I told that in 2014 Make India program, then 2015 Mudra scheme, 2016 startup program. Even after implementing, we are implementing so many programs after programs. Still recently the global hungry index, coming from foreign country, they have stated that India, is one of the, badly, I mean, ranked country. I mean, they have in the global, I mean, Hungary index placed India as 101st country out of 116 countries with a severe, I mean, poverty condition. I mean, Hungary, severe Hungary condition. I mean, this is very bad as far as India's, I mean, size of the GDP is India's fifth largest economy in the world. When we say that India's fifth largest economy, we have to we have to we have to we should show that nobody is living below the poverty line, nobody is with Hungary in India. But on the other side, the global, I mean, Hungary index placed India as 101st country out of 116 countries with the global Hungary index. That's very, I mean, it is a, I mean, a bad remark about Indian economy in the world, I mean, world level. I mean, that should be, I mean, removed. The global inequality report also gave, I mean, a bad picture about India. Global inequality report has stated that in India, 1% of India's total population are taking away 22% of India's GDP, and 10% of India's, I mean, population taking away nearly 57% of India's GDP. The remaining, I mean, nearly the 50% of people at the bottom level getting only 13% of India's GDP. The people at the bottom level, their percentage is 50%. They are getting only 13% of GDP in India. That is a large, I mean, inequalities existing in India. From this World Inequality Report, I mean, 2022 only I'm telling that. So, population is not a problem in India. We have talented people, but unfortunately, more due to, I mean, lack of employment opportunities within our country, the talented people, I mean, the talented youngsters, I mean, I'm going to America or Australia and other countries in search of job opportunities. We are not able to create job opportunities for them within India itself. This is the condition. So the thing is that from the population day, what want to convey is that, I mean, at least, I mean, the next population day, when we celebrate the next year, and and we have to see that, I mean, then the global Hungary index is reduced. I mean, the inequality report is reduced. By the time, and already government of India estimated that 2047, we have nearly 25 years more. And what things to be achieved within the next 25 years, government already planned. And by the time when we reached, I mean, 2047, the 100th year of independence, we should ensure that, I mean, equality is established between women and men. I mean, poverty is completely removed from India. Inequality is removed from India. I mean, the malnutrition, nearly, I mean, one out of, I mean, nearly 35% of our children are suffering from malnutrition. So, I mean, that also, I mean, completely been removed. One of the 5 children is wasted in India. I mean, due to lack of, I mean, sufficient amount of quantities of food. I mean, that also, I mean, removed from India, so that hungry free, I mean, we, I mean, poverty free, and employment opportunities for each and every eligible person, with equal opportunities for women and children, and I mean, that's what we are expecting by the year when India, I mean, when India lands in 1947. I mean, India will be the second powerful economy in 2047. I mean, next to China, and a powerful economy in the sense that without poverty, without hunger, without inequality, without rural urban problems, and creating employment opportunity for every citizen. This is what I mean. I mean, what we are expecting, and this is what, I mean, government also, I mean, plans to do at present. And this is what I am also want to convey through the through this population day program. With this, these are things I want to share with you. Anything you want to ask, I mean, you just ask me, then we can have a discussion.
Amazing, sir, Professor Avitsa, very amazing. Sir, spontaneously you were telling the more informations in the elaborately. So very useful to us. And also, were insisting the particular point, the population growth is not a problem, but the inequality is the problem. So it's a different dimension. You are seeing that World Population Day and that the population growth explosion. So every persons are try to reducing the inequalities in the world. So you have to work for that. You have to plan for that. So thank you so much for spending valuable time with us, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mangala. Thank you, Mangala Gauri. Any questions, please?
Gayatri.
Let's move on to vote of thanks, sir. Participants, any queries?
You can ask me in Tamil also, no problem. We can have a discussion in Tamil also.
Participants, if any queries?
Sir, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Very kind of you, sir. You have spent your precise time with us for the betterment of the students. Thank you so much. If time permits, you come here, sir.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely.
I invite you to participate in the meeting in our college.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Gayatri.
Yeah, ma'am. Let me conclude.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Herbal water thanks, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir. A little thank you that you will say to someone for a little favor, showing a key to unlock the door that hiding unseen greater favors. Learn to say thank you. And why not? I request Mrs. N. Ramya, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to express our gratitude.
Thank you, Gayatri. Gayatri, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, sir. A graceful and warm good evening to our most valued chief guest, Dr. P. Arunachalam, sir, our Dean, Dr. Nateshan, sir, our CEO, Professor Jagta Lakshmanan, ma'am, our Secretary, Thiru Venkatachalam, sir, our Principal, Dr. Edili, ma'am, faculty members, and my dear students gathered over here. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. I, on behalf of P.K.R. Arts College for Women and the entire fraternity of the college, first of all, I extend my most sincere thanks to the Lord God. On my behalf, I extend a very hearty thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Arunachalam sir, Professor and Head, Department of Applied Economics, Cochin University of Science and Technology, Kochi, Kerala, who spent time with us from his busy schedule to this momentous day. The major purpose of this day to raise awareness of all the negative and positive impacts that the population growth has had on the steady development of nature. Human population growths impact the earth system in a variety of ways, including increasing extraction of resources from the environment. Changes like these have triggered climate change, soil erosion, poor air quality, and undrinkable water. I thank you, sir, for your wonderful and informative session. You clearly explained the positive and the negative impact of overpopulation. Sir, in your session, you stated that population is not only the problem of any country's development and economy, the problem are only in the mindset of the people and the policymakers. If we will change the policies according to the present position, like creating more awareness, gender equality, and increasing education, we can get positive impacts even the population grows high. We thought that the population creates major problem, but your session is an eye-opener and gives a greater hope to us that the population is not a threat, it is an opportunity to move to the next level of a growing economy. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, sir, for accepting our invitation on this remarkable day. I mentioned my deepest sense of appreciation and would place on record my hearty thanks to our Dean, Dr. P. Nateshan, sir, Secretary, sir, CEO, ma'am, and Principal, ma'am. Because of them only, we made this function possible. I also extend thanks to all the faculty members of Commerce for their cooperation in this function. Events like this cannot happen overnight. So as the wheels starts rolling the weeks ago and requires planning and bird's eye for detail. Here, we are fortunate enough to be back backed by the team of a very dedicated and motivated team of our department faculties who know their task and very much result oriented. So I especially thank the people who have been the backbone of the event. I would like to express my thanks to our technical team for their support. Last but not the least, I would like to express my thanks to our student participants. I thank you all once again for your active participation to make this day grand success. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participant, the feedback link was there in the chat box. Kindly fill it. Once again, I repeat, the feedback link was there in the chat box. Kindly fill it. A beginning is the end of something always. I wish this end is also bring a new beginning to all of us. Thank you, everyone. Now the meeting is officially getting closer.
I'm